You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Understanding that balance is an illusion will help people realize that striving for work-life balance is an aspiration in futility, which will only lead to frustration and stress. Living a harmonized life, on the other hand, is a completely different ballgame. As a true professional or entrepreneur, which do you desire or are you working towards? Balance or harmony? Welcome to the Harmonized Life podcast. I am the harmonizer. My name is Nkem Ofonabo. Hi, welcome to the Harmonized Life podcast by Nkem Ofonabo, the harmonizer on Africa Business Radio. Our focus is to educate you of the need to move away from the narrative of balance to harmony, because balance promotes the strive for equilibrium between work and life. However, the extent to which one is a priority over the other changes during an individual's day, week, year, and even a lifetime. Harmony, on the other hand, is a deliberate choice to meaningfully, deeply, and rewardingly prioritize the key areas of life, such that you are living a wholesomely productive and fulfilling life at work, at home, in your community, and within self. So, welcome to the Harmonized Life podcast. Welcome back to the Harmonized Life podcast with Nkem Ofonabo, the harmonizer on Africa Business Radio. In the course of my coaching engagement with busy professionals and entrepreneurs, I have realized that money blocks account to about 80% of all limiting factors to people achieving their goals and living a harmonious life. Majority of these people neither have a strategy for dealing with such money blocks when they occur, nor a defined stream of income. Instead, they rely on hope. For example, family, friends, and loved ones to help them sustain or deal with their money problems. However, hope isn't a strategy. Money problems in form of either a lack of it or an abuse of it when in excess have put a lot of people in a perpetual state of anxiety and depression, which of course affects other aspects of their lives. Your ability to make, multiply, or manage money is paramount to being truly effective and fulfilled in life and work. When we come back, we are going into our guest segment where I interact with Mrs. Patience Carew, fondly called P, a certified money and life coach who helps professionals and SMEs attain financial compliance and fulfillment. She is the managing director and CEO of Resolution Finance Limited. We will be discussing the topic, making, multiplying, and managing your income for financial fulfillment. Stay with us. Understanding that balance is an illusion will help people realize that striving for work-life balance is an aspiration in futility, which will only lead to frustration and stress. Living a harmonized life, on the other hand, is a completely different ballgame. As a true professional or entrepreneur, which do you desire or are you working towards? balance or harmony. I am the harmonizer. My name is Nkem Ofonabo. Welcome back to the Harmonize Live podcast with Nkem Ofonabo, the harmonizer. I have my guest here, P for Life. I'm super excited to have you on the show, P. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation.
Oh, it's an honor. Thank you.
All right. So let's get to meet the delectable, analytical, and of course, money coach. I love that. Money coach. Patient Carew. And let us know why you talk about money and financial fulfillment.
So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Patient Carew. I'm a finance professional, a chartered accountant with experience in investment management and consumer finance. My mandate on a daily basis is to help bridge financing gaps for individuals, small and medium-scale enterprises by facilitating access to sustainable finance solutions. And we also offer financial advisory. Like you mentioned, I'm also a certified money and life coach, and my passion really is to demystify the skepticism around money, mindset, and wealth. And so you asked earlier, why did I choose money?
Why money?
Money is a powerful subject. Everywhere money is discussed, the emotions of money is powerful.
True.
Money is so powerful that it cuts across every area of our life dimension. Like, how do you contribute? How do you facilitate a lot of things without money? How do you stay sustainable without sufficient cash flow if you're in business or even your personal life? Or the amount of money that you have. Money facilitates virtually everything. Area of our lives. Without even speaking much, the utilitarian value of money makes it extremely powerful and indispensable. And sometimes I wonder why people shy away from money, just the same way they shy away from discussions around sex and all those sort of things. It's once we're able to, develop that relationship with money and see money or see finance as just as every other aspect or every other area of our lives, then the conflict, the disharmony and all those sort of things reduces. Money is powerful.
Money is powerful.
It is.
And it contributes to our harmony or disharmony.
You can say that.
Yes. So P, tell me, what's your typical day like and how do you navigate the various demands of being a wife, a mother, a business leader, a money coach, and everything in between? So just lead us into your normal day. What is it like, and how do you try to integrate and achieve that harmony?
Good question. Do I really have a typical day? Right. Do I have a typical day? I don't think days are typical, to be honest. Some days just go, I don't even know the hours. It seems as though I don't have enough hours. But that being said, most of the time, I'm able to manage myself through prioritizing.
Okay.
So permit me to say this. I've done quite a bit of self-assessment to gain at least some level of self-mastery on myself. And to a large extent, I can say that some of the new learnings that I have had has now helped me and is now serving me. So I look at critical areas of my life, ask myself questions before making decisions every day. So what do I want to achieve with my motherhood status? What do I want to achieve with business? What do I want to achieve in my marriage or with my network? And then that's how I divide my time on a daily basis. And something else I do is on Sundays, I come up with everything I need to do, and then I place them across the different segments or different areas, work, family, health, all those things, and I portion time to those things, and that way I'm able to minimize conflict and harmonize my goals around those areas together.
I love that.
So I wouldn't say that there's no overwhelm sometimes, but
definitely there will be.
largely I'm able to still be in control.
That's the essence, actually, of achieving harmony, when you are in control, when you don't let all those different demands overwhelm you. Okay, we're going to go on break. And when we come back, we'll dive deep into the topic of money.
I'm getting scared.
Oh, don't have to.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Welcome back to the Harmonize Live podcast with Nkem Ofonabo, the harmonizer on Africa Business Radio. Hello, P. Okay, so what exactly is money or wealth? Is there a difference? And how can we cultivate a wealth mindset?
But there's wealth in different areas of our lives. Aside financial wealth, there's wealth in our health, wealth in our professional life, in our marriage, love, relationship. Every critical area of our life, there's wealth. You know, seeing money and wealth as the same denies us the privilege of understanding the spirituality, the energy, the value of money on its own.
I like that, the energy of money.
Yes. Money is a tool. Money is something that you use to create something that you need. You see, money is a medium of exchange of value. It is an object that we use to satisfy our desires and pleasure. You see, I don't know, tell me, what do you do with money? You use it to get something. You use it to exchange something for value. You have a skill set. What do you exchange it for? For money.
So money is not that paper that we see, you know, the 1,000 naira, the 500 naira. That's not money, right?
That is money. It's a unit of account. It's something, but you use it to exchange it for something. So you want to get something at the store. What do? You give them that note, or you do a transfer or something. It's why you say it's not that paper is because there's also the intangibility of money as well. Do you see? But the physical element of money is the paper that you exchange. But either way, what is the value of money? What is the utilitarian value of money? What do you use money for? You use it for exchange. You use it to gain something back. And you see, the discussions around money is not just about what money can do, but rather it's more on the emotions, on the feelings, on the envy, on the energy that money itself carries. It's a topic that cuts across every area of our life. It's very critical. I don't see how you can talk money and not talk your health. I don't see how you can talk money and not talk your marriage, not talk your professional life. How do you grow in those areas if money don't facilitate them? Do you see? And the fact that we're wired differently around money makes it even very difficult for us to have the same language around money. It makes it very difficult for us to have the same emotions, have the same patterns. And so how we will deal with money is unique to each and every one of us. We can go on and discuss and argue and go back and forth about money, but it's still limited to our views. It's still limited to our environment, how we've been raised, our beliefs. Thank you. How we've been raised, how money has been discussed around us all through our lives up until now. And when we have these conversations about money, if you notice, the energies are different. The aura around the money is different. Talking about money with a successful person is different. It's different from talking about money with a regular Joe out there. You see, and then we've not even talked about wealth. Wealth on its own is not, like I said earlier, it's not just financial wealth. Wealth,
of course.
Yes, and the other day when I was looking at it and I said, okay, what exactly is this wealth? The associated word with wealth is abundance.
I like that.
Understanding abundance is key. And wealth reflects an abundance of something. Do you see? The abundance of money or anything that you have in your area of life, in any area of your life, you can call it wealth. And that's why I said that wealth is not just financial wealth. It is funny that we only associate wealth with money when we experience wealth in every area. And by wealth, I also mean abundance. Do you see? Even in our outlook, our perception, the way we do gratitude, everything reflects how we see abundance, how we see wealth. So it will be very limiting to associate wealth to just money.
So it starts from our thought processes, it starts from our values, our belief system, everything.
Yes. With as simple as you experiencing peace of mind, or even as little as you having a very positive self-esteem, you can experience wealth. So
awesome.
it wouldn't be appropriate to say that, just because I have a temporary material lack, or maybe I have a temporary financial lack, I'm not wealthy. Okay. And wealth is relative. You see, when it comes to wealth, money may or may not be important. It all depends on how you see wealth. And I don't know where people have this perception that you have to have a certain amount of money to be considered as wealthy or rich. Wealth is, as far as I can say, wealth is relative. I mean, how much money, Nkem, is really enough? Who decides the filter? Who decides the cap on how much money is enough? You see, for instance, right now, if there's an emergency, okay, how do you cope? Do you have money set aside? It's not about money anymore. It's about the decisions, it's about the actions, it's about what you've done to be able to cater for that emergency coming up. And by emergency, I mean, sudden life experience, like a loss of job, or like a divorce, or like, death of a key financial sponsor or something. And you haven't made provisions, you haven't taken decisions with your money, you haven't used the money to create assets or invested, or let me not even go into investments. You haven't used the money to create something.
We'll talk about that. We are coming back. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, let me rest.
Exactly. We're going to talk about that. This is just a tip. So we've clearly seen that mindset is very critical to wealth creation and sustenance. Why then do professionals experience money blocks? Why do they struggle? And what are some of the money mistakes to avoid?
Good question. You see, let me start by saying that before you can experience money block, you first of all even need to know you have the block.
That's the first thing.
Do you have the awareness? A lot of the times we don't. And how do these money blocks even come? It's basically how money has been imprinted in us from childhood. It's basically how money has been modeled to us. It's the language, and like I've said, how did your parents see money? Or whoever took care of you? What was the atmosphere like with money? What were the words that they used to say about money? Who catered for the household? How did you go to school? Did you get allowance? Did you feel the neighbors were richer?
Programming, very powerful.
Exactly. There's a whole lot of mindset that then now shows up as blocks later on. And we can consciously and unconsciously live through life without even realizing that those blocks are there. And so what then happens is we then begin to seek for financial solutions. We begin to seek financial education, more learnings to solve what is fundamentally a behavioral and a psychological problem. And so we're trying to learn how to budget. We're trying to see which investment products out there will give us the highest return. We're trying to see, which money scheme or, financial instrument. Meanwhile, what's going on with us is our dissociation, is our conflict, is the disharmony. Let me borrow your word. It's the disharmony that we have with money. It's the stories or the narratives that we've been raised around money with. If you hear people say, money is the root of all evil, that's the most popular one. Have you challenged that particular story? Have you ever bothered to challenge it? It took a while for me as a person to even know that, they say money is the root of all evil. What's the positive side of it? It's when you start, seriously, it's when you start looking at these things, when you start thinking about them, you start asking questions, because questions are the answers. When you start asking the right questions, then you begin to challenge those convictions in you. You say you want me to tell you about why money is the root, or why money. I'm not going to defend if money is the root of evil or all evil or not.
So the question is, let's look at the other side of it.
Exactly. I'm going to focus on what money can do, what money does. What does money do? It facilitates every other area of my life. What does money do? I'm able to contribute on a larger scale with money. I'm able to pay for my self-development. It's like asking someone, did you do the right thing with your money? Or did you do the wrong thing with your money? That's what money is the root of all evil is. What are the decisions you have made with your own money? And that's relative to everyone.
True.
But it's not fair to just sit down with that belief and not also weigh the other option. I mean, do you want to live a life of lack?
Exactly. So when you know that money is an assist, it will motivate you towards going there or gaining the skills to build or, make more money, right? Mm-hmm. So that you can take care of your bills is very critical. So what are some of the money mistakes that we make? Because when we know it, we'll be able to avoid it.
Ooh, money mistakes. We all know. We've heard them over and over again. Do we keep up with the Joneses? Do we save? How do we spend money? How do we earn? Do we earn enough? We've heard all those sort of things. But fundamentally, the issues around those things are not just on the surface. Underlying, there's fear. Most of the decisions we make that leads to those sorts of issues with money or money mistakes is fear, fundamentally. There's also avoidance, not wanting to deal with how to manage your money. You don't want to learn about those financial instruments or investing things out there or whatever it is that you need to make the money before you even multiply or before you even manage. I mean, you have to first of all make the money.
Exactly.
So let's even focus on even making the money and even saving it. There's a version pretending not to like money, and that's even the more fundamental one because it's a function of the belief that you heard, like the one we said earlier. So those underlying things are what's showing up as what you call money mistakes. And those are the physical ones that you now see. As you mentioned quite a bit of them in your book.
Yes, I did.
The Harmonized Life, quite a long list. And I said, yes. So it still boils down to not saving. It still boils down to not managing your expenses. It still boils down to impulsivity.
Exactly.
It's the
not
same.
Not having a budget and all.
It's the same. But then there's also another subtle one, which is under-earning. Why do you under-earn?
Wow. What will tell you is the economic situation.
Could there also be some self-doubt?
And that also hinges on mindset.
Some negative emotions buried underneath.
Wow.
And showing up as I cannot budget. I cannot save. So even if we learn the whole budgeting from today till tomorrow, if we don't challenge a lot of the beliefs, a lot of the narratives that we have kept and held on to for so long as our own, we're still going to keep learning budgeting until we die because we're all nurtured into our nature.
Wow. That was such an eye-opener. P, I'm bringing you back. We're going to talk about this mindset, how to identify this mindset and begin, because they're all underlying and fundamental, right? And if we don't deal with it, whatever it is that we're going to talk about, how to make money, how to multiply it, or how to even manage it won't work. So let's deal with those background issues. So when next will come, we're going to talk about them.
I look forward to that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is an amazing session.
Thank you.
I would like to use. So listeners, send your questions or contribution through Africa Business Radio and Nkem Ofonabo on Instagram. Also follow us on all our social media platforms to stay updated on new episodes. You can stream or download on Africa Business Radio and from other streaming platforms. Understanding that balance is an illusion will help people realize that striving for work-life balance is an aspiration in futility, which will only lead to frustration and stress. Living a harmonized life, on the other end, is a completely different ballgame. As a true professional or entrepreneur, which do you desire or are you working towards? Balance or harmony? I am the harmonizer. My name is Nkem Ofonabo.